You bring the beer, I'll bring the bud. We'll both bring the bullshit. We might get too high, might get too drunk, but we'll both bring the bullshit. Beer Bongs Bullshit. Gonna listen to us talk shit. Beers Bongs Bullshit. You gonna listen to us talk shit.
Yeah, welcome back, Beers, Bongs, and Bullshit. Episode 35 on one Big P. Yours truly, True Justice, Katie Kane, and our special guest in the house today, Joe Riley and Cody Greenfield. What's up, fellas?
What's up? What's up?
What's going
Man,
on?
hell of a beginning to the night, huh?
Hell yeah, man. That's how it goes, though.
Yeah, I feel like I know you guys
Move
so
quick.
well. We just wrap it up. Like, it was great hanging out. Like,
Move quick to go slow.
no,
How
man.
y'all feeling tonight, man? Feeling good?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm ready for some beer bongs bullshit.
Hell yeah. I can't lie, though. Like, I feel like I want to ask so many questions, but I can't bullshit and sit here like the number one thing on my mind isn't talking to you about that case. Ooh. Can we jump right into that?
You run and jump right into
I don't
that?
know. What do you got? I feel like that's all that's on my mind. Like, I gotta hear this story.
I got a couple questions before you do that.
Yeah.
If he gonna go in depth in that, maybe give him the headphones. Cause I was even wondering about like the music. I was like, if you're gonna play some music on here, you gotta rock the headphones, man.
Yeah. You want me? We're going to jump into it like this?
I mean, am I wrong? Everybody I've talked to prep them for this episode, that's all they could fucking. They're like, I gotta hear this episode. I gotta hear this story.
If you guys want one of these,
It's pretty crazy.
So, if I'm not mistaken, to introduce a little bit. So, Joe, you were arrested and facing 15 to life for a murder that you did not commit.
Scariest thing in my life.
Like, how the fuck did that happen?
Like when you do something wrong and you go away, like Cody gave me the example, you know you did it. So then you go in and you have to face it. But when you know you didn't do it,
Yeah.
it's a whole different world. It's like a movie,
Right?
a horror movie, thriller, and you have to solve your own crime.
Yeah.
Because they weren't there to help me.
Yeah.
They weren't trying to do shit.
I bet. Like, they're just gonna let you go down for it.
Without a blink of an eye, without a whisper.
And
Just
that's
like you're it, tag.
yeah, and it doesn't help reinstill any faith in our judicial system at all, hearing that kind of shit. Or support of the police. Like, what the fuck? Like, how do
it's
we
like,
let,
like they're just running numbers. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
like, just let somebody take the fall and move on to the next one. Like,
You can hear
Yeah.
me, right?
yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
He mumbles.
I mumble a lot.
He's got such a deep voice.
Oh, that mic picks it up good.
Yeah, that's a good mic for two guests. So
So what's up?
you were home.
I was home.
You were home with your wife,
chilling with the wife and kids.
and an unfortunate event occurs at a club or a bar,
Yeah.
and witnesses dropped your name.
They called crime check and a couple days later or whatever and said we found a profile on Facebook and we believe it to be Joe Riley.
Oh my God!
That's it.
Yo,
And then they
was in
came
the,
to your house.
That was in the valley, right?
And I live on South Hill, but yeah, it was in the valley.
Where that shit happened.
Yeah.
I remember that shit.
I want to get into some shit about that.
Yeah.
Because these motherfuckers.
Yeah, we want to hear all
We
about
just
it.
got some new news.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Liars. Not just not just those so-called witnesses.
Yeah.
But the detective himself.
Yeah, that don't surprise me, bro, and it's sad that it doesn't surprise me.
And
It's
we
fucked
have
up.
proof.
Yeah,
Undeniable, unquestionable
Good.
proof. Reliable.
we'll be rooting for you, man, because that's fucked up. Like, the second Crown told me that, I was just like, what the fuck, bro? He's like, yeah. you
Well,
gotta
what does
hear
it
this
take
shit.
nowadays? You just say something,
Yeah.
and then they're like, "Get them."
And where'd they pick you up at? Your house?
My house,
Yeah.
just chilling, just hanging out.
Like, same night.
No.
Oh, okay.
A couple days later,
Couple days
I was
later.
getting these random messages on Facebook, just talking about you. Fuck you. You're going to jail for life. Enjoy your new year.
Oh,
things
so you
like that.
already had haters on you.
I didn't even know what was going on.
Right? You're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, hit Cody up. Was just like, people are saying some weird shit to me right now. No fucking clue. This went down like the 29th or something like that, and I was arrested on the 2nd.
Okay.
They just showed up, surrounded my house. Not much to say. Wouldn't really tell me what was going on.
Fuck. Were your kids home?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Damn, man.
And our neighbor's kid.
Yeah, where you going?
Our neighbor's son.
Over there hanging out?
Doing a play date. Yeah, we got 4 kids. 1.5-year-old. She just turned 7, Fable, and George is 8, and then my older daughter Lily, she has severe autism, special needs. That's why I wear this hat, Special Deeds for Special Needs.
Oh hell yeah.
And stuff. It's an organization that helps out kids and stuff. But anyhow, yeah, everybody's just chilling, relaxing. Me and my wife snuck downstairs for a second. And had a little moment and stuff like that.
Did you get to conclude your moment? at least?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I would say 30 seconds to a minute.
Fuck. No time to even enjoy the climb.
Yeah. As soon as I just hit that pillow and stuff, I was like, yeah. Then knock, knock, knock.
Fuck.
Here comes the cops.
And I'm sure they were not friendly or nice in any way. For you.
They were confusing.
Yeah.
It wasn't that they were unfriendly. They were confusing. They asked me if I would be willing to answer some questions. This guy didn't even have a warrant for my arrest. I can't find in any documents a warrant for my arrest.
Fuck.
And he wrote a letter to the judge talking about Joseph Riley did in fact commit the crime with no evidence attached to it. Just the other day, I got people on my side, obviously, through this. Help Me Haley has been a huge help. And the Inlander has stepped in and has been actually doing their own investigation. And Wilson from there has been amazing.
Oh yeah.
And stuff. But got some news sent to me. They arrested me on hearsay with no evidence, writing all this stuff. They falsified several police reports. People were coming forward being like, I wasn't even there. And other people coming forward talking about all I did was give the cop my ID. I didn't see anything, but they wrote in as if they did. They even put the coroner as a witness to the scene of the crime. Yeah. That's a big yeah. They held me for 6 days before they charged me without filing a motion to keep me longer, so violating my civil rights.
Oh shit.
I had no idea what was going on. There was no warrant for my arrest. So like things weren't even showing up yet and stuff. But my charges were actually first-degree assault. And Detective Melville and his people went to the media right away within a couple days after I was arrested and was like, murder, 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 murder. They just kept requesting murder charges against me. They kept threatening me. Meanwhile, they had DNA evidence and fingerprints of Jamie Peterson.
Did that person get arrested for that shit?
Just not too long ago. It took all this time when within a couple months they had done an interview with him. They have it's very obviously in the witnesses' statements they contradict each other several different times. They say completely different. So I don't know him. I met him on Facebook. Oh, I met him in person. Oh, I didn't know him. I didn't recognize him. They even pulled some pictures of tattoos and stuff and identified Jamie Peterson. But the police just ignored everything. I live next to my next door neighbor is the guy who did my hand surgery. My other neighbor is Master Sergeant at Fairchild Air Force Base. I live kitty corner to a police officer and a sheriff. It's just kind of one of those neighborhoods. I got very lucky when I got into when the market was down, and I accepted it. And I think he's retired now. Commanding officer of Fairchild lives 3 doors down.
Oh, okay.
And all these people had video evidence showing I never left my house. Cody G was at my house that night.
So you had more.
I was
But what's fucked up though is they wouldn't take the word of me. Obviously, they can't of his wife because of laws and shit like that. But like, they're like, nah, we're gonna run with this.
Yeah, see, that's fucked up because the story I was reading after I heard about it, it didn't even mention anybody else there. It just mentioned your wife. And so that's fucked. You even had more people there?
Yeah, I was over at his house. And like that.
Fuck.
We were talking. I've traveled the world. I've built up a reputation and stuff like that. I'm different. I'm a geek. I tour with a lot of celebrities doing their pop culture versions of themselves and things like that. But just knowing the fact that everything was okay and it all went away in a matter of minutes. My world, my life was gone. And they fucking arrested this guy. I'm allowed to cuss on this.
Oh yeah,
Of course. Yeah, of
fuck
course.
yes.
They arrested this motherfucker and charged him with a much lesser crime. Yes, it took them a long time, but they already had everything that they needed.
Yeah.
And they continued to come after me for murder. It cost me $15,000 to bail out. I had a $150,000 bail.
Jeez.
And I sold my kids Christmas presents. We got 4-wheelers for the kids and shit. That's why Cody was over. I was showing him the stuff,
Oh fuck.
being like, check out what they got. And getting rid of titles of cars. Cody G helped co-sign for me and pitch in money. Josh at the shop, Josh Madsen kicked in, pitched in money. I had so many different people from different parts of the community. JoJo from JoJo's Tattoo stepped in, and
Hey,
man,
what's fucked up is if it was somebody who didn't have money, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or a way out, they would have just ran with that shit, and they would have had to keep appealing it, and they would have made it all the way to the joint.
Yeah.
Then they're just sitting in there still waiting to hear back.
For probably a decade at
Yeah,
least
for
before
the
the
appeal.
appeal starts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they go through all that process, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, we fucked up."
Yo, Cody, you speak soft. You speak really softly. I can hear him from
Yeah.
there, but like you, I can hear what you're saying, but it's like a lot quieter.
Really light.
yeah, he's got
All
that.
right.
He's got that voice.
I'm just really soft spoken, man.
He's
No,
like,
he's
"Yeah."
saying, hey, I'm gonna talk and you gonna listen. If you want to hear me, you'll shut up.
So what questions do you got for me on that? What's up?
Man, so clearly you're free now. You're still dealing with some shit. So what's the aftermath of that still going? Do you still got people who don't believe that you're innocent? People that still don't trust? Because it sounds like you have people turn their backs on you. How's that going now?
Well, I mentioned this real quick earlier. I'm on the autistic spectrum. I have Asperger's. I'm a highly functioning autistic adult. My world is different. We have routine and things like that. I would honestly say about 70 to 75% of the time when I go out, there's always somebody that asks me
Yeah.
about it, and I have to re-explain my story. I have been harassed by state troopers, pulling me over, telling me that I have an expired license in California and a failure to appear. And I'm like, I've never had a license in California. I came up here as a kid, you know?
what?
Yeah. Trying to tell me you got drugs in the car. I got my kids with me. This was on 4th of July.
Jeez.
Headed over just down the street from my grandparents' house.
Well, if they can try to trip you up on something and make you look bad, they make themselves look less bad for their mistake, I'm sure. That's the fucked up part about the police is they made a mistake and they want to make you look bad so they don't look so bad. It's fucked up.
It was. It's been very detrimental to my health.
Yeah.
Severe anxiety, depression, crap. With somebody like me, more of a panic, ready to go. Ready. What's going to happen next?
It's exactly how I am too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why that creative side, when you guys are flowing and you're making that music, it's like a lot of people out there, they hear a guitar play, but when you use that part of your brain, you're using a very deep emotional connection and stuff. So when they hear a guitar play, you feel it play.
Yeah.
And that's the difference, between an artist and somebody that's just worldly.
Yeah.
You're more intuitive instead of the way of the world. So imagine being in that situation and not having any help. My wife, Shaylee, was absolutely amazing. She was like detective. She went out there and was like ready to solve the murder and stuff. And she hustled and bustled, and her and Cody worked together to make shit happen. And but the long run, it's sickening. It's fucking sickening. I have moments. I wake up in the middle of the night panicked. I'm not a jail person. I don't go out and cause problems. Half the town loves me, half the town hates me, but even the people that hate me still get tattooed by me. I either connect with you or I don't, and I'm real and I call it out. And reputation. Well, I've been here for how long now? I've had Speakeasy for 11 years. I love my community. I love my people. I was really shocked and surprised within the first few weeks of getting out, and we had almost 4,000 signatures right off the bat with people just requesting the judge, to view my case and actually see it. These motherfuckers went to several different judges, and I tell you, it's because they were playing the cat and mouse game, trying to figure out who's going to bite, who's going to take the lead. and stuff. But Detective Melville, when he was on the news and stuff, he made it out as if he was a hero, that he got me off the hook because he solved the crime. Am I allowed to speak freely?
Yes, absolutely.
Fuck you, Detective Melville. Fuck you for ruining my fucking life and having my children tell me, like, I have a blended family and stuff, but we have our children most of the time and stuff, his, hers, and ours. But when my daughter comes up to me and says, I need to live with you forever, and I'm like, why would you say that? Where did that come from? She's like, somebody needs to protect you.
Oh, man.
That didn't hurt me. It traumatized them.
Yeah.
For your lies. We just found out from Wilson from the Inlander that this is not the first time Detective Melville has done this.
Oh, man.
Yeah, somebody claimed somebody might have robbed them. He went and arrested the guy, tried to give him prison time, found out that, it was somebody else later on, and
Is he from fucking Alabama or some shit? Is he like a down south cop that moved up here or something?
I don't know. It says over 20 years in law enforcement, but I got an ex-military guy that has extensive MP work, and has worked for Kootenai County Sheriff's Department that I hired, that just found dirt, just found everything. We just hired a government official that works in Olympia that investigates investigators and their investigations. Shit is going down.
Yeah.
Let's just say that we started at a mill.
With the ACLU too, your civil rights,
and-
they kept you for 6 days and didn't charge you.
There's more than
Yeah,
that.
that's fucked up.
They tried to tell the judge that they had evidence of me committing the crime in my phone. Well, they didn't get a warrant to go through my phone until after I was already released and everything got dropped and dismissed. Another violation of the rights.
Damn, dude.
And the fact that they gave this guy a lesser crime,
What did they
and
charge
then
it with?
they-
Like
they-
manslaughter or something?
yeah, manslaughter, 1 to 2 years average, if that. But they dismissed it as self-defense.
No shit.
I got the fucking video.
So
It doesn't look like self-defense.
was the dude that did it? Was he a tattoo guy too or some shit? They're just
Yeah, like how did they?
they're just
Yeah, right.
they're just putting.
Does
they're
he look like you?
Here's a trip. Here's a trip.
They're putting
I don't
pieces
usually
where they
wear
weren't?
this hat. Okay, I go for the Cali look and the bill bend and everything like that, and I wear a lot of black shirts and stuff. This is my look and stuff. Usually all black. I was mad at my wife tonight because she didn't wash my black pants and stuff, and I couldn't find my hat. But he looked like me in some pictures when it came to his stature, his stance, and he had the same exact hat that I usually wear and black shirt. But
Okay.
look at this.
Yeah.
Look at around my neck. You can't mistake that. And these hands, there's something about my face,
Did he wear glasses?
You either love it or you want to hit it, but you remember it.
Did
And
he wear glasses?
no, he doesn't wear glasses.
So is that dude still in jail right now?
No, they dismissed it as self-defense.
Because I kind of cheated and looked a little bit, and it looked like the dude got socked pretty hard and must have fell and hit his head on the concrete and just died, right?
Yeah. To be honest with you, I don't know the real story. The story's changed. The girls didn't see anything, then they saw everything. In the video, it shows Daniel Jarman getting out, and his poor family, man. Let me take a second to just say this guy's poor family, kids, everything like that, and no justice because of Detective Melville and Sharon Hudlin as a prosecutor.
So why the fuck did they have such a hard on for you, bro?
Yeah, dude.
That's crazy.
I feel
Is there
okay.
another shop that they're in with? They're like, oh, yeah, he's fucking getting all
That
over,
hater
man.
shit with
Get
the
him
shop,
out of here.
the shop drama.
I don't
No,
like that shit. I don't like that shit.
I describe it very simply. Us as men, we can be douchebags. When we figure out after we blew up about something being wrong and we're in the wrong, we tend sometimes to carry it on, until
Yeah.
we feel that a moment of emotion where we calm down and be like, all right, baby, you were right. Whatever the situation might be, we carry it for a little bit. It's just us as men, and it's
Way of
instinct.
son,
It's
carry it.
instinct to be defensive and stuff and protect our own and our integrity as men. So I feel like dude got off Christmas vacation. A couple days later, got a lead, saw me. And
He's like,
was
oh
just-
yeah, that's the dude right there.
something about his face.
I like him for this.
Yeah, they looked confused. They asked to see my hands. The report is that he was punched a dozen times while he was already on the ground. But listening to the 911 call, and I don't understand why they don't recognize these signs. Girls talking, saying she didn't see anything. Guys on the ground. Suddenly, some dude grabs the phone and is like, "No, he was really drunk and he fell down and hit his head." That's the guy right there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, why would he just suddenly take the girl's phone? And she's like, "What the hell?" And then all of a sudden he's talking, and then suddenly they ask him his name, I believe 2 to 3 times, and he didn't respond and handed the phone back to her. And so,
Doc.
three of his really good friends after I was arrested, and we just found this out recently, went in and was like, "We were there, we saw him, he talked about it, and you arrested the wrong person." We have this in documentation. They forgot to turn in 1,113 pages of a discovery that shows that I was completely innocent.
Damn, dog.
And these 3 guys was like, "You arrested the wrong guy. We love our friend, but this guy doesn't deserve to lose his family and his life." Yeah. And they still came after me. They dismissed it without prejudice and then dismissed it with prejudice, which means without prejudice, they can still come after me. And then later, it's just done. So these assholes decide, well, we didn't do anything wrong, but we'll offer you $25,000.
Oh, hell no.
At the same time they offered me $25,000, Mark Gregory from he's the spokesman for the sheriff's department, came out. I'll rephrase that. Spokane County Sheriff's Department comes out and says there was no evidence linking him to the crime or even knowing the people involved. Well, how can you say you didn't do anything wrong, offer me $25,000, have a public speaker that only goes to one newspaper? After, I mean, you got to think this was news worldwide. I was on a TV show. I do run with a lot of just different known celebrities, and I do pop culture tattooing, and I'm a guest at a lot of Comic-Cons. So this spread all the way. My first international magazine was in Ireland. Up into London, and I was getting messages and phone calls from clients out there and people that have me go out there to do a presentation and talk about, American art and different styles and stuff like that. And they knew about it. I've been canceled on. I've been told that I'm a liability because of families that go to these events with their children.
Oh, that sucks, bro.
Yeah. And we're talking thousands of dollars. So we filed the claim, and their response was, "We have nothing to do with this. This is all the witness's fault." No, Detective Melville and his partner and some other police officers had information showing that I should have been released right away.
Melville just sound like a crooked ass cop.
Yeah, it does.
For real.
Like an Alabama thing.
Melville, it seemed like he should be the villain cop on Roger Rabbit or some
I
shit.
see him as a detective off on About It. That master.
Oh yeah.
Hella crazy.
Melville.
And I've been warned, by my attorney to be careful of saying things, just because they're like, if they can set you up once, who knows what they're going to do to you again?
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm like, fuck it. I'm cleared. It's proof that he did it. He was charged for it, and he went through the process, but didn't spend a day in jail. We're almost $80,000 into this.
Is his mom a senator or some shit?
Oh shit! What do you think?
Can you not say?
What do you
My
think?
bad.
I don't.
My bad.
I gotta like this.
So you spent $80,000 in legal fees, and they offered you 25.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Okay.
This is like 5 for your.
So that's more or less.
Is it not, bro?
That ain't no
God, who was the
No,
who was the
25 racks ain't
guy?
no-
Black gentleman in the Midwest. I think he did 45 years for something he didn't do, and they gave him $75,000 for that whole time.
Damn.
You want to know why they did that?
That's robbery.
Because he didn't have any help. He didn't have a support system. And I feel really bad. Like my plan is we, like I said, we started off at a mill, and if we go up, that man lost his life and got no justice. I'm going to make sure I do his kids right and stuff and help their family, because I feel like we're all involved. Even though we only speak here to each other here and there, we're all involved. There's 2 victims in that crime, and that motherfucker's running around happy as shit. And here's the drill. Like I feel comfortable saying this, nervous, but like at the same time being like, what can they do that they haven't done to me already? And it'd be obvious if they try to set me up or fuck with my life at this point, because who cares if you guys are watching me or listening? But word was, I got a call, and somebody told me to meet up with them and the investigator, and I did, and he expressed to me that this dude, his uncle is possibly his attorney, and his father was a judge.
Oh, I knew it, dude.
The dude that did that shit.
Yeah, his name was not released, even in the news when they blasted me, live feeds, everything like that.
That kid's gonna do it again, bro.
Well, I read the thing that it said new evidence, blah blah blah, and you got out, and it didn't mention them arresting someone. Correct?
They didn't actually arrest him. From looking at documents, they subpoenaed him.
What?
So they wanted so they wanted to give you 15 years, but they gave him a probation.
Nothing. He got off
Self-defense.
So it changed to self-defense.
Case closed, and the family's working on getting an advocate, a victim's advocate, to reopen that case. It deserved it. His DNA evidence was found at the scene of the crime, fingerprints, everything. His friends came forward.
The video, man. The video shows him.
It don't even look like, it's choppy, but it don't look like me. You know what I mean?
That's crazy though. Like man.
Wow, bro. Wow.
Did you get off on some shit like earlier in life that you shouldn't have or something? Maybe I'm just like, what the fuck? They're trying to railroad you and then gave dude nothing.
My father has a history.
What?
Gotcha.
He ran things.
Got you.
And stuff, and he was a known individual that was very well respected for many years. I didn't like him.
Yeah.
I didn't know him until I was 10 years old. And
You heard the term paying for the sins of your father?
Yeah.
I got it. That's what I'm kind of getting. Yeah.
Yeah, and
My theory also though is that if they knew it was the judge's son that did it, then they gotta like somebody like you for the crime. We gotta pin it on somebody else, because this guy is what gives us our conviction rate for our fucking.
I got
days, you know what I mean?
I got a clean criminal record.
Yeah.
I'm trustworthy. I'm responsible. I'm a different individual, but I got my protective side. I'm Papa Bear, and stuff. I try not to get into shit, but shit finds me. I'm just one of those people, and I'm not very religious. I teach my children that the world is their church, and wherever they walk is their kingdom. As long as they understand that everybody's different and everybody's somebody's baby, and respect and kindness goes a long way. Understanding has so many meanings to the word understanding, but the tolerance level of what happened to me, I've reached my peak. I'm tired of the lies. The fact that they didn't even go public and say his name, but they blasted mine, shows me that this is some kind of movie shit.
Yeah.
Shows me like I feel like Gerard Butler. You know what I mean? In those movies, where he's gotta
I think
save the day.
I think that's what it is. It's also a numbers game. It's all about money. We live in such a greedy place that these fools work together so well to where they just try to prosecute people, put them away, because then they get that money. That money. That's what it's all built upon. And sometimes they fuck up and they get somebody who has money that can handle business, and they're like, oh, my bad. You know what I'm saying? Dude. But other than that, they're just trying to fill the system. Keep the system full as long as if somebody's going in, when somebody's coming out, that money's still coming.
Bro, that's
Hey,
something that we have not touched on, man.
He probably did it before, but he's probably gonna do it again too, dude.
Hey, I was clowning and say that if I ever fucking hit the lottery or something, I'm gonna build a prison, private prison. Make me rich.
It's the revolving door, man.
How much those private prisons bring in, bro, and how much and
And that's what it is.
Pretty sure it's proven that like there's
numbers
like
game.
states who have contracts, that'll keep their beds full in those prisons, and so
they just fucked with the wrong person, know?
Yeah.
They tried to fucking just put him away. They thought that he was just a nobody who tattooed and owned a tattoo shop. Like, oh yeah, they don't make good money.
They didn't know that I had autism. When I got out, I fucking read everything. Within 24 hours, I built a 70-something page report.
Oh, hell yeah.
And stuff of every discrepancy that they had. That was just of the stuff they didn't turn in. They finally turned in this other shit that we just got in this past week and stuff. So like I was ready. They kept threatening me. My attorney, he's an amazing attorney. He's got a good history and stuff like that. But he was like, hey, you should go for self-defense. That's exactly exactly what I was thinking. Like, why would you ask? And for somebody on the spectrum, yes is yes and no is no.
Yeah, bro.
And I won't be persuaded. I'm a fucking man, and I stand my ground. And whether they were to throw me in there for a very long time or not, I was ready to accept. But I wasn't gonna go down without a fight.
Yeah,
it's not to them. It might be a money game. It might be a game of fuck up and shit like that. But to me, everything that's ever meant to me was having children, so I can be the father that my father never was to me. And he was a tattoo artist. When he showed up, he was like, I'm a Northman MC. I roll, and I'm a tattoo artist, and this is your lifestyle now, boy. And took me from my grandparents and stuff. And I became a tattoo artist, and I had to live that lifestyle, that my dad chose to. And my grandmother taught me about love. My grandfather taught me about life, and my dad taught me about survival. We never got along, and he's dead now, and it's my time. And so having these I have 3 girls, and these police officers tried to talk to my wife and be like, he's having an affair on you, coming to me being like, she's having an affair on you.
Got to split the house.
Yeah,
dude.
and I,
Eliminate your support.
now remember,
Yeah.
I'm not a jail
Fucking
person.
whack, bro.
Okay,
Fuck those
I
guys.
have a clean criminal record. I've been in some stupid shit. Everybody throughout their life goes through some stupid shit, but nothing even remotely serious. And I had to run around that motherfucker in that jail and stuff. 22 hours lockdown a day. You get 2 hours out. And it was either waiting in line or like I heard there was a Monopoly game. So I ran around that motherfucker being like, who's got the Monopoly? And somebody did, and no pun intended, I gave him 2 tea bags for the Monopoly game. and my cellie was really cool. He was into some drugs and shit, and not he wasn't into it very long. Told me his story and stuff, and he was going through withdrawals while he was there. Turned into a federal crime for him. He was getting 5 to 8 no matter what.
Oh man.
And his first time ever being in trouble for it and stuff like that.
Ouch.
Yeah, and they transferred him there, and he was my cellie. He helped me keep calm and stuff. And while he was going through withdrawals, like I would read books and shit and help him get through it. He got pumped out water in that cell. And stuff to be able to get some hot water or cold water or whatever. And I'll put a rag over his face, read a book and shit. And to keep me calm, he played Monopoly or cards with me.
That's good.
Yeah.
Human, man. Very human, man.
They would not let my wife see me. They kept coming up with excuses for her not to see me. And one of the dumbest excuses I ever heard, besides them mixing up the times, was she had a zipper on her shoe.
God.
And so I was smashing cookies and sliding them under the door to get these motherfuckers to call my wife so I could find out information. Now, they never interviewed me past the few questions that they asked me when they showed up.
Damn.
Not even with my attorney there, nothing.
Fuck,
That's
bro.
super rare.
Hell yeah.
Super, like, unheard of kind of
bro,
rare.
just to wait for 6 days for fucking court, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I caught a felony weed charge in 2008, and it was on President's Day weekend in February. And so it was on Friday. I was like, fuck, there's no court Monday. I gotta wait till Tuesday. Like,
And Spokane County is
Dude.
rated the third worst county jail in the United States.
yeah,
for
bro.
real?
I've never been
Yeah.
to jail up here. My shit was in Lewiston, bro, and that's First County. So I'm just, I hear about Spokane, and you said they didn't even have water unless you had to pump it in.
Well, you have to. I mean, they got the sink, but like in the jail cell, you literally got to pump the water. It's like a button that you got to push
Yeah.
down over and over and over again to get it to come out.
Like squirts for like a cup worth or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
But and then weekends you're locked up from like depending on what shift you're on. From like I was locked up from like 1 p.m. to Monday at 1 p.m. And it's like for nothing, for something I didn't do that I didn't even have any idea of what was going on.
Yeah.
And they knew.
Fucking wild, bro.
And they knew. So, there's all this cultural war going on and stuff like that in the United States. But
Yeah.
I just want to speak freely and be like, this could happen to anybody because they need to be regulated.
Dude.
The police need to be regulated. I have police officers that are friends. Police officers that is a couple that came over to my house, but right before all this shit happened, to do a presentation for my children and stuff to talk about being a good citizen.
Can I just say thank you for having the balls to share your story, and thank you to BBB for covering this shit, bro.
Yeah,
Because
thank you very
I
much
always
for
say
that.
Journalism is fucking dead, but not in podcast form. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like this, you're getting to tell your story from your perspective, and these guys aren't gonna fucking take quotes and put them out of context or present it in
Yep.
a fucking way.
This
that
shit
wasn't you, you know
is
what I mean?
real.
So it's
It can
Yeah.
happen to anybody. And government officials and police officers, they need accountability.
yeah, dude.
They can't just do what they want. And then, like, I heard he was banned from testifying, in the court for this case. But how many times has he testified in a case before that hurt somebody's life?
That's
So-
what's
that's
tripping
what
me
I'm
out. I'm
saying,
thinking
bro.
about all
He
the
probably-
people,
Yeah, there's probably-
like Cody
there's probably
mentioned,
people
that people
putting
that
up
didn't have the
pills and shit
support,
right
didn't
now.
have the balls to say, no, I'm not taking the deal. Because a lot of people take them because they're scared of the
Yeah, for
max
reals,
they're going to get.
you know?
And, there's so many people that they've done this to. They're going to continue doing it to until we get that point of regulating them and getting the system under wraps. So this is huge. I fucking love that you're sharing this with us.
And
Dude,
I got
a lot,
diagnosed
bro.
with PTSD. It's confusing to me as an individual to be like go from like having an autism normal routine sensory break kind of life. You have to deal with life. The bigger you get, they expect the harder for me to fall. They expected me to bow down and to be at my knees and crumble. But my support system spoke for itself, and the community rose and said, "Enough! This is bullshit." And people that were scared to come forward, that told me personally, "I don't know if I want to get involved." Eventually, got involved without pressure. That they just felt like, "Holy shit! What is happening to the guy that I know that I've trusted to get tattooed by?" Even if I didn't like him, the girl at the bar was like, "I don't like Joe Riley, but he wasn't here." That speaks for itself.
Yeah.
They withheld a video that was inside of the bar. Rumor has it, quote unquote, that the bar manager and the bar owner and the bartenders were told not to give that video out. It shows I was never in the bar.
Yeah.
And that the girl's story never actually existed because they were kicked out within the first minute that they were there for being overly intoxicated. It gets deeper. There's shit I can't talk about. And that's why I started we started with 1 million. Now you can only imagine where we're possibly at this point.
Yeah.
And stuff. And it will be the joy of my life. This person came into the shop, has mixed different religions, but is kind of a religion. He has a pagan religion, believes in the gods and stuff, but also believes that God and Jesus did exist and stuff. And he's like, sometimes you got to do your time for the world to appreciate who you really are. And then you'll get your gift.
Yeah.
And a good person, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but good vibes. I feel good